Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're taking a close look at CopyBot AI.
Yeah, it's this AI-powered tool promising to kind of revolutionize the way we create marketing content.
Totally. And we've got a ton of material here. Reviews, marketing stuff, testimonials, the whole nine yards. We really want to get to the bottom of whether this thing lives up to the hype.
Yeah, and especially because it seems like AI is everywhere these days. So, like, is CopyBot AI the real deal, or is it just another flash in the pan?
Exactly. Okay, so first things first. What exactly is CopyBot AI? Can you break it down for us?
Sure thing. So, at its core, CopyBot AI is a content creation tool, but the twist is it's powered by artificial intelligence, specifically this thing called natural language processing.
NLP. I've heard that term thrown around a lot lately. What does it actually mean in this context?
Basically, it means the AI behind CopyBot has been trained on a massive amount of text data. So it's learned to understand and use language kind of like we do, like it can pick up on grammar, style, all that good stuff.
Oh, wow. So it's not just spitting out random words. It's actually like understanding the nuances of language.
Precisely. And that's what lets it create all sorts of content. We're talking website copy, blog posts, even social media captions, pretty much anything you can think of.
So it's like a one-stop shop for all your content needs.
Kind of. Obviously you still want to have a human touch on your content, but CopyBot AI can definitely be a huge time saver.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially for busy marketers and entrepreneurs who are juggling a million things at once.
For sure. Okay, so looking through these sources, one of the things that jumps out is the sheer number of features CopyBot AI offers. It's kind of overwhelming, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack.
Hmm.
But let's try to highlight a few key features that really stand out. What are some of the things that caught your eye?
Well, for starters, the user interface seems really intuitive. Like, they've clearly put a lot of effort into making it easy to use, even if you're not super tech savvy.
And that's so important, right? You don't want to
Oh,
spend hours trying to figure out how to use a tool, especially when you're trying to be more efficient.
right. And on top of that, there are tons of customization options. You can tweak the tone, the style, the keywords, you name it. So you're not just stuck with generic cookie cutter content.
Yeah, that's key. You want your content to reflect your brand voice and your target audience. So that level of customization is really important.
Absolutely. And another thing that impressed me was the built-in plagiarism checker.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. Nobody wants to accidentally publish plagiarized content. So how does that work exactly?
Basically, it scans your content and compares it to a massive database of online sources. If it detects any plagiarism, it'll flag it for you.
Hmm,
So you can be confident that your content is original.
that's a huge relief, honestly, especially in today's digital landscape where everyone's so concerned about content originality. Okay, so we've got the user-friendly interface, the customization options, and the plagiarism checker. What else is there?
Well, they also have some cool collaborative features. So if you're working on a project with a team, you can all access and edit the same document within CopyBot AI.
Oh, nice. So it's not just for solopreneurs. It can also be used by marketing teams and agencies.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about what CopyBot AI is and what it does. Now let's get into the good stuff, the benefits. The marketing materials make some pretty bold claims.
They do. Time efficiency, enhanced creativity, improved SEO. It almost sounds too good to be true.
Right. But we need to figure out if there's any substance behind these claims.
Totally. Okay, so let's start with the obvious one. Time efficiency.
Hmm.
They're basically saying CopyBot AI can help you create high-quality content in a fraction of the time it would normally take.
Yeah, and I mean, who wouldn't want that? Time is money, right?
Right.
Especially for busy marketers who are always on the go.
Right. So the idea is that instead of spending hours writing a blog post, you could use CopyBot AI to generate a first draft in minutes.
Exactly. And then you can just tweak it to your liking and boom, you're done. So theoretically, that frees up a lot of time for other tasks.
Yeah, I can see how that would be a game changer for some people. Okay, but what about the claim that CopyBot AI can actually enhance your creativity? That seems kind of counterintuitive, right? Like, how can a machine make you more creative?
That's a good question. I think the idea is that CopyBot AI can be used as a sort of brainstorming partner. Like it can help you generate new ideas and get your creative juices flowing.
Oh, okay. So it's not about replacing human creativity. It's more about augmenting it.
Exactly. It's about using AI to overcome writer's block and explore new creative avenues.
I like that. It's like having a digital muse whispering ideas in your ear.
Mm.
Okay, so we've got time efficiency and enhanced creativity, but what about SEO? How does CopyBot AI address that crucial aspect?
Well, they claim that their AI models are trained to incorporate SEO best practices into the content they generate. So, in theory, the content should be optimized for search engines right out of the gate.
Oh, wow. So you wouldn't have to spend extra time tweaking your content to make it rank higher in search results.
That's the idea. And that could be a huge advantage for businesses that rely heavily on organic traffic.
Totally. Okay, so far so good. CopyBot AI seems to be ticking all the boxes.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic, there have to be some downsides or limitations, right?
You're right. There are always trade-offs to consider. One potential issue is that AI-generated content can sometimes sound a little bit robotic.
Yeah, I can see how that could be a problem. You don't want your content to sound like it was written by a machine, right?
Exactly. Like it might lack that human touch, that personality that makes your brand unique.
Okay, so it's important to keep that in mind. But are there any other potential drawbacks?
Well, some people worry that AI content generators could lead to a decline in human writing skills. Like, if we become too reliant on these tools, will we forget how to write effectively ourselves?
That's a valid concern.
No.
It's like using a calculator all the time. Eventually, you might forget how to do basic math in your head.
Right. So I think the key is to use these tools responsibly. Like, don't let them completely replace your own writing skills. Think of them as a supplement, a way to enhance your existing abilities.
Yeah, I like that. It's about finding that balance between human ingenuity and AI assistance.
Exactly. And speaking of AI assistants, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the cost. Like, is this something that's only accessible to big companies with deep pockets?
Right, because some of these AI tools can be pretty expensive.
Yeah. But actually, CopyBot AI is surprisingly affordable.
Really? What are we talking about here?
They're currently offering a one-time fee of $17.
$17. That's crazy low, especially when you compare it to some of the other tools out there that charge hundreds of dollars per month.
Yeah, it's almost too good to be true.
I know, right? But we'll dive into that more later. Okay, so we've covered the basics of CopyBot AI. We know what it is, what it does, and some of its pros and cons. But before we get too carried away, I want to know what real people are saying about this tool. Like, are these benefits actually playing out in the real world?
Great question. That's where those user testimonials come in. And based on what we've read, people seem to be pretty happy with CopyBot AI.
Okay, spill the tea. What are they saying? Give me an example.
Sure. So one marketer was talking about how they were spending way too much time creating social media content, like hours every week, just coming up with captions and scheduling posts.
Oh, I feel that. Social media can be a real time suck.
Right. But after they started using CopyBot AI, they were able to generate engaging social media content in minutes. Like it freed up so much of their time.
Wow, that's a real-world example of how this tool can actually make a difference. Okay, so we've got positive user feedback, an impressive list of features, and a price tag that's practically impossible to beat. I'm starting to see why people are so excited about CopyBot AI.
Yeah, it's definitely an intriguing tool, but we're not done yet. There's still more to explore.
Right, we need to see how CopyBot AI stacks up against the competition.
Exactly. Because it's not the only AI content generator out there. There are other players in the game, like Jasper AI and WriteSonic. So in the next part of our deep dive, we'll compare CopyBot AI to those tools and see how it measures up.
Stay tuned for that. Okay, so you mentioned Jasper and WriteSonic. Like, those are some big names in the AI content world. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, so you've got Jasper, which is like known for being super powerful and having tons of features. It's kind of the industry standard, you know?
Okay, so like the big dog on the block. What about WriteSonic? How does that one fit in?
WriteSonic is really popular for SEO and long-form content. People
Yeah.
love it for blog posts and articles.
Gotcha. So where does CopyBot AI fit into all of this? Like, what's its niche?
It seems like CopyBot AI is going for that sweet spot of being user-friendly and affordable. It's like perfect for folks who are maybe just starting out with AI or have a tighter budget.
Makes sense, but is it like actually any good? Like, besides the price and the ease of use, does it hold its own against these bigger names?
From what I'm seeing, yeah. One thing that really stands out is the customization. Like you can really fine-tune the content to match your specific needs.
Okay, that's always a good thing. Because like you said before, you don't want your content sounding all robotic and generic.
Right, and CopyBot AI seems to give you a lot of control over things like tone and style. You can even get pretty specific with the keywords you want to use.
Cool, so you're not just stuck with whatever the AI spits out. You can actually make it your own.
Exactly. And another thing that's worth mentioning is that CopyBot AI seems to be pretty versatile in terms of content formats. Like, It can handle short stuff like social media captions, but it can also tackle longer pieces like blog posts.
Okay, so it's like a multi-tool. That's definitely a plus. But, we talked earlier about AI-generated content sometimes sounding a bit robotic. Is that something you notice with CopyBot AI at all?
Honestly, it's tough to say without actually using it extensively, like every AI is different.
Right, right.
But in general, I think it's always a good idea to review and edit any AI generated content just to make sure it sounds natural and engaging.
So it's not a set it and forget it kind of thing. You still need that human touch.
Yeah, for sure. Think of it more like a collaboration between you and the AI.
I like that. It's like having a writing partner who's really good at like getting the ball rolling.
Exactly. It can help you overcome that initial hurdle of staring at a blank page, which can be the hardest part sometimes.
Oh, for sure. Writer's block is the worst. Okay, so we've talked about the features and how it compares to the competition, but let's circle back to the pricing for a sec.
Yeah, let's break that down.
So you said CopyBot AI is a one-time fee of $17. That's wild. What about these other tools? How do they handle pricing?
Most of them use a subscription model, so you're looking at like monthly fees that can add up pretty quickly. Jasper, for instance, can run you anywhere from like 40 bucks a month to over 100, depending on what you need.
Wow. Okay, so that makes CopyBot AI's pricing even more attractive. But, like we said before, sometimes when something seems too good to be true.
Right. You got to wonder what the catch is.
Exactly.
Well, it's hard to say for sure, but it could be that they're trying to build up a big user base quickly with this low price.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe they'll introduce more features later and like offer upgrades or something.
That's a possibility. Or maybe they're just really confident in their product and believe that the value speaks for itself.
Yeah, maybe. But regardless, it's a pretty sweet deal for users, right?
Oh, totally. Like, you get access to this powerful AI tool for a fraction of the cost. It's hard to argue with that.
For sure. Okay, so we've covered a lot about CopyBot AI itself, but I think it's important to step back and think about like the bigger picture here.
Oh, yeah. Like, what does all of this mean for the future of content creation?
Exactly. Like, are we headed towards a world where robots are writing everything? Or is there still a place for human creativity?
Big questions. And honestly, I don't think anyone has all the answers yet.
It's kind of mind-blowing to think about, right? Like, if AI can create content that's indistinguishable from human writing, what does that mean for us as creators?
It's a little bit scary, honestly, but also kind of exciting.
Right, like what new possibilities might emerge?
Totally. Okay, so I think it's time to bring it back down to earth a little bit and focus on what this means for our listener. Like, if someone is listening to this and thinking, okay, CopyBot AI sounds cool, maybe I should check it out, what should they do next?
Good point. Let's give them some actionable steps.
Perfect. Okay, so first things first, head over to the CopyBot AI website. We'll put a link in the show notes.
Yeah, and you can create an account there. It's super easy, just a few clicks.
And then what?
Honestly, from there, it's pretty much up to you. Like, you can just start exploring the tool and see what it can do.
So there's not really a steep learning curve.
Nope. They've made it super user-friendly. Like, you can pretty much jump right in and start playing around with different features.
Okay, cool. And, we've talked a lot about the practical stuff, but I think it's also important to just, like, have fun with it.
Yeah, totally. Like, don't be afraid to experiment and see what you can create with this tool. It's meant to be creative and engaging, so have fun with it.
Exactly. And remember, AI is a tool, right? It's there to help you, not replace you.
Right on. And honestly, I think we're just scratching the surface of what AI can do for content creation.
I agree. Like, who knows what the future holds? But I have a feeling it's going to be pretty wild.
I think so too. All right, so we've talked a lot about CopyBot AI, but I think it's time to address something we touched on earlier.
You mean the price?
Yeah.
Like, how is it so low?
Yeah. I mean, $17 for lifetime access, it's got to be the lowest price I've seen for an AI writing tool.
It's crazy, right? Like, what's the deal with that?
Well, we can only speculate, but it could be a few things. Maybe they're just trying to disrupt the market and undercut the competition.
Yeah, that's possible. Like, maybe they're trying to shake things up a bit.
Right. Or maybe they're really confident in their product and believe that word-of-mouth marketing will be enough to drive sales.
Yeah, like, if people love it, they'll tell their friends,
Yeah.
and that'll create a buzz.
Exactly. And to be honest, regardless of their reasons, it's a pretty awesome deal for users.
Oh, totally. Like, you get to try out this powerful tool without having to commit to a monthly subscription. It's a win-win situation.
For sure. Okay, so We've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about the features, the benefits, the pricing, the competition, and even the bigger picture implications of AI content generation.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind.
But before we wrap up, I think it's important to bring it back to our listener.
Okay, what do we want them to take away from all of this?
Well, ultimately, the decision of whether or not to use CopyBot AI is a personal one, right?
Totally. Like, there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Right. So, if you're on the fence, here are a few things to consider. First, what are your content creation goals? Like, what are you hoping to achieve with this tool?
Yeah, that's a good starting point. Are you trying to save time, boost your creativity, improve your SEO, or all the above?
Exactly. Once you have a clear understanding of your goals, you can evaluate whether CopyBot AI is the right tool to help you achieve them.
Makes sense. What else should people consider?
Think about your pain points. Like, what are you struggling with in your content creation process? Are you facing writer's block? Feeling overwhelmed by the volume of content you need to produce?
Yeah, identify those challenges and see if CopyBot AI offers solutions that address them. Good point.
And of course, you gotta consider your budget. Like, CopyBot AI's $17 price tag is super tempting, but it's important to think about the long term. Like, will you need additional features down the line that might cost extra?
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't want to get stuck with a tool that doesn't meet your needs in the long run.
Right. So basically, do your research, weigh the pros and cons, and see if CopyBot AI aligns with your unique needs and goals.
I think that's great advice. And remember, the world of AI is constantly evolving. What seems cutting edge today might be old news tomorrow.
Yeah. So stay curious, keep learning, and don't be afraid to experiment.
Love it. Okay, so we've explored CopyBot AI from every angle. We've talked about the features, the benefits, the pricing, the competition, and even the ethical implications of using AI for content creation.
We've heard from real users, we've analyzed the marketing materials, and we've even tried to predict the future of AI.
It's been a wild ride, but now it's time to hear from you.
That's right. We want to know what you think. Have you tried CopyBot AI? What are your experiences? Do you think it lives up to the hype?
Or maybe you're considering trying it out. What questions do you have? What are your hopes and fears about AI content generation?
Share your thoughts with us on social media or send us an email. We love hearing from our listeners.
And your feedback might just inspire our next deep dive. But for now, let's wrap things up.
Sounds good.
The world of AI is vast and ever-changing. It's a little bit scary, but also incredibly exciting.
Right, like we're on the cusp of a new era of content creation.
And whether you're embracing AI with open arms or approaching it with cautious curiosity, there's no denying that it's having a profound impact on how we create and consume content.
Totally. Okay, so to sum it all up, CopyBot AI is an intriguing tool with a lot to offer.
It's affordable, user-friendly, and packed with features that can help you streamline your content creation process.
But like any tool, it's important to use it wisely and to always remember that human creativity is at the heart of great content.
Excellent point. So as you continue your exploration of AI and content creation, remember to stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.
And most importantly, have fun.
That's right. AI shouldn't be scary or intimidating. It should be a tool that empowers you to be more creative, more productive, and more successful.
So embrace the possibilities, experiment with new tools, and see where this incredible technology takes you.
Great advice. And with that, we've reached the end of our deep dive into CopyBot AI. We hope you've surfaced with a wealth of knowledge and a newfound appreciation for the power of AI.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep diving deep into the topics that spark your curiosity.
And don't forget to stay connected with us. We love hearing from our fellow deep divers. Bye for now.
All right, so before we wrap up this deep dive, there's one thing I just got to circle back to. It's that crazy price.
Yes, $17. Like, how is that even possible? It seems almost too good to be true.
Right. It's like, are they just giving it away? What's the catch?
Well, we've looked into it, and as far as we can tell, there's no catch. It's a one-time fee, lifetime access, no hidden costs, no upsells.
Wow, that's pretty remarkable. Especially when you consider that other AI writing tools charge like hundreds of dollars a year.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. It definitely makes you wonder how they can sustain that business model.
Yeah, like, are they going to jack up the price later or something? Maybe. But who knows, right? Maybe they're just super confident in their product and figure they'll make money through volume.
That's a possibility. Or maybe they're just like really generous people who want to make AI accessible to everyone.
Maybe they just want to spread the AI love. But either way, it's a pretty sweet deal for users.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say someone listening to this is thinking, all right, CopyBot AI sounds pretty awesome. I'm sold. How do I actually get started?
Well, the first step is super easy. Just head over to the CopyBot AI website. We'll put the link in the show notes.
Okay, and then what?
You just create an account. It's super straightforward, just a few clicks.
And then I'm good to go. Like, is there a steep learning curve or is it pretty intuitive?
From everything we've read, it's super user-friendly. They've really focused on making it easy for anyone to pick up and use, even if you're not tech-savvy.
Awesome. So no need to spend hours reading manuals or watching tutorials.
Nope, you can pretty much dive right in. They've got tons of templates and prompts to get you started, or you can just start from scratch and let the AI guide you.
Sounds pretty cool.
Uh,
Okay, so last question before we wrap up. I know we've talked a lot about the practical benefits of CopyBot AI, like saving time and boosting efficiency. But I'm curious about the bigger picture. Like, could this tool actually change the way we think about creativity?
Ooh, that's a deep one. I mean, AI is definitely shaking things up in the creative world.
Right. Like, if a machine can write a blog post that's indistinguishable from something a human wrote, what does that mean for writers?
It's a bit mind-blowing, honestly. I think it's forcing us to reevaluate what it means to be creative.
Yeah, like, is it still creativity if a machine is doing the heavy lifting?
That's a big philosophical question, and I don't think there's an easy answer.
For sure. But I do think it's an important conversation to have.
Totally. Like, how do we embrace the potential of AI without losing sight of the human element of creativity?
Right, because at the end of the day, it's that human spark, that unique perspective that really makes content resonate with people.
Absolutely. I think the key is to view AI as a partner, not a replacement.
I like that. A creative collaborator.
Exactly. And honestly, I think that's what makes this whole AI thing so exciting. We're just at the beginning of this journey, and who knows what amazing things we'll create together.
I love that. So as we wrap up our deep dive into CopyBot AI, I think the main takeaway is this. AI is a powerful tool with the potential to revolutionize content creation.
But it's up to us as humans to use it wisely, ethically, and creatively.
Beautifully said. Okay, folks, that's it for this episode. We hope you've enjoyed our exploration of CopyBot AI.
And we hope you've surfaced with some new insights and maybe even a little bit of AI inspiration.
If you have any thoughts, questions, or experiences you'd like to share, we'd love to hear from you. Hit us up on social media or drop us an email.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
See ya.